The scream still lives in my head. It wasn't loud, it was short, cut off. Like the fire took her voice before it took her body. I remember standing in the hallway, frozen. Meera, I had whispered into the smoke. There was no answer, just the crackling sound of it breaking and the smell of burning skin. Hers. I ran out. I didn't save her at the funeral. People whispered things like gone too soon and what a tragedy. But none of it felt real. I stared at the closed casket like it might open any second and she'd sit up, roll her eyes and say, "You guys really thought I'd go out like that?" But it stayed shut. Kabir stood next to it with a face carved out of stone. He hadn't cried. Not once. "You okay?" I asked him, gently. He blinked. "Why wouldn't I be?" I frowned. "Because your fiancé just died in a house fire." I know what happened, Aaliya. His voice was flat. Then act like it. He didn't look at me. Not everyone wears grief on their sleeves, no. Some people don't wear it at all. He walked away. After the burial, I sat on the ground until my knees went numb. Aunt Nandini kept asking me to come inside. I didn't. I stared at the fresh soil and whispered, "You didn't even scream properly, Meera. You always did everything big, loud, dramatic. Why not your death?" The wind didn't answer. That night, I dreamed of her. She stood at the foot of my bed in the same dress she wore the night of the fire. Only it wasn't burned, it was clean. Her hair was tied in a high bun, the way she always liked it. "Why didn't you come find me?" she asked. I tried. "You didn't answer." She laughed. But her eyes stayed sad. "You ran." I was scared. I was alone. I reached out. "I'm sorry." She vanished before I could touch her. A week later, Kabir came to return her books. "I don't want them," I said, staring at the box he held. "She'd want you to have them. She'd also want you to feel something." "I feel things," he muttered. "I just don't perform them like a stage act." "She was your fiancée and your sister. Yet you're yelling at me like I lit the fire myself." I flinched. "Don't say that." He set the box down at my doorstep. "Say what's true." I swallowed hard. "You're being cruel." He looked me dead in the eye. "And you're looking for someone to blame because you didn't pull her out." My breath caught. "What did you just say?" "You froze, didn't you?" I couldn't speak. He nodded once. Lips tight, exactly. Then he walked away. Later that night, I opened the box. Inside, I found her journal. The last entry was dated 2 days before the fire. "I feel like I'm being watched. Maybe it's nothing. But if anything ever happens to me, I hope Aaliya knows I loved her. Even when I was mad. Even when I didn't say it." The tears came then, quiet, endless. I held the journal to my chest and whispered, "I should have pulled you out." The guilt never left. It clung to me like the smell of smoke and old clothes. I tried to move on. I finished college, got a job, smiled for photos. But every time I saw fire on TV, or smelled burnt toast, my throat would close. And every year on her death anniversary, I bought marigolds because they were her favorite. I'd leave them by her grave. "Meera?" I'd whisper, "I'm sorry I didn't save you." I never expected her to answer back. But if I had known what was coming, if I had known the truth hiding beneath that soil, I would have stayed away from the fire, because the night I thought she died was only the beginning. "You're doing it again." I flinched and minimized the tab. "Doing what?" "Stalking your dead sister's ex on Instagram." "Tanya, you really thought I wouldn't notice the way you freeze every time he posts?" I leaned back in my chair. "It's not stalking, it's curiosity." She raised an eyebrow. "The kind of curiosity that makes you zoom in on the blurred face of his new girl." I hesitated. "You saw it too?" "Oh yeah," she said, spinning her chair toward me. And I'm not gonna lie, that smile, that half tilt of the head. "Aaliya?" It looked exactly like Meera. My stomach tightened. I thought I was losing it. "Nope. You're officially allowed to panic. That girl looks like your dead sister." I clicked the post open again. It was a photo of Kabir holding someone's hand on a beach. Only her profile showed, and even that was blurred. But the angle, the tilt of her neck, the curve of her smile. It couldn't be, right? I buried her. I whispered, "You buried a closed casket." Tanya reminded me. I swallowed hard. "Do you think he knows?" "Knows what? If it's her, if it's really her." She leaned forward. "If that's Meera, then Kabir's either in on it or being played." The idea chilled me. But why would she come back and not tell me? Maybe she didn't want to be found. Or maybe she never died. I went home early that day. I stared at my ceiling, replaying the photo in my mind. Meera always did that half smile. She'd tilt her head when she was hiding something. Same shoulder droop. Same posture. I grabbed my phone and pulled out the photo again. The comments were off. Typical Kabir. I texted Tanya. "Me. What if it's someone who just looks like her?" "Tanya, then you're still not crazy for thinking it." "Tanya. But if it is her, you need answers." "Me? I need proof." "Tanya, start with him. You still have his number, right?" My fingers hovered over his name in my contacts. Kabir. I hadn't spoken to him in years. Not since he told me I froze the night of the fire. But my thumb hit call anyway. It rang once. Twice, 4 times. Then voicemail. I hung up. The next morning, Tanya was waiting by my desk with coffee and that look. What, you're going to see him? I never said that. Your face did. I sighed and say what? Hey, remember my dead sister? Mind telling me if you're dating her ghost? She sipped her drink. If anyone could pull that off, it's you? I rolled my eyes. You really think it's her? She lowered her voice. I don't know. But I know you, and if you don't find out, it'll eat you alive. I showed up at his place at evening. The door looked the same. Same chipped paint, same wind chime Meera had bought from that flea market. I knocked. Kabir opened it and stared. Aaliya? Hi. He blinked like I'd slapped him. Wow. I didn't know you still had this address. I remembered. A pause. You gonna let me in? Another pause. Sure. The apartment smelled like cedar and books. His walls were filled with framed photos, none of them showing her face. I sat on the edge of the couch. You look older, he said. I smirked. That's usually how time works. He sat opposite me. So what brings you here after 6 years? I looked him dead in the eyes. The girl in your photo. Who is she? His expression changed. Why, she looks like Meera. He stiffened. She's not. Then who is she? He stood. You should go. I'm not leaving until you tell me. It's none of your business. She was my sister. She died, Aaliya. Did she? I asked quietly. He turned away. Don't do this. I saw the way she stood, the way she smiled. Kabir's hands curled into fists. You're grieving, still. I get it. I buried ashes. I never saw her body. Just a closed box and smoke. He turned back. I loved her. You think I wouldn't recognize her if she came back? I don't know what to think anymore. He didn't speak, just stared at the floor. I stood. If you're hiding something, I'll find out. Still nothing. I left without slamming the door. But I knew something was wrong and I wasn't letting it go. Did you know Kabir's getting married? Tanya asked, slapping a thick ivory envelope on my desk. I stared at it. What? Check the bride's name, she said, crossing her arms. I opened it with shaky fingers. Kabir Malhotra and Riya Kapoor invite you to celebrate. Riya Kapoor. My pulse stuttered. That name, it's fake. Tanya narrowed her eyes. You think it's her, don't you? I don't think I know. I whispered. Riya Kapoor. It even sounds made up. Would Meera even use her real name if she came back? She was smarter than that. Tanya leaned in. Then this is it. You go to the wedding, you look her in the eye. And if it's not her, then you finally let go. I folded the invite. My hands cold. What if I'm wrong? What if I ruin his day? What if you're right? She asked. What if she's been alive this whole time, and you said nothing? I sat across from Aunt Nandini later that night, invitation in hand. Her voice was soft. You're still chasing ghosts, Aaliya? I'm chasing the truth. You buried your sister. Let the dead rest. What if she isn't dead? She looked at me. I sighed. It's been 6 years. She could have changed her name. What if she never died in that fire you saw? The flames. I heard her scream. I corrected. I never saw her. Aunt Nandini exhaled. I raised you both. I held her ashes. You held the box. I said. I never opened it. You didn't either. She went quiet. I need to go to that wedding, I said finally. She touched my hand. And what if she turns around and it's not Meera? Then I'll stop looking. And if it is, I looked at her. Then I'll ask her why. Tanya picked out the dress. Subtle, I said, eyeing the sleek black number. Funeral vibes. She smirked. Just in case, I laughed. A short, bitter sound. You think I'm ready? Nope, she said. But since when has that stopped you? The wedding was at a hilltop resort. Everything smelled like roses and expensive lies. I stood under the archway, frozen. You good? Tanya asked beside me. No. Want to leave? No. A hush fell as the bride stepped out. Laughter, soft music, gasps. Then I heard it, that laugh. I'd know it anywhere. Tanya gripped my hand. Aaliya? She's alive. I walked down the aisle, not toward the altar, but toward the woman in white. Excuse me? I whispered. She turned and I swear the world tilted. My heels clicked louder than the music as I walked toward the altar. The bride's veil fluttered as she turned. My heart dropped. Meera. Alive. She blinked. 1 second. That's all it took. Her eyes, my sister's eyes, widened, not in joy, in fear. My glass slipped from my hand and shattered against the marble floor. Everything stopped. The laughter, the clinking, the music, like the universe had hit mute. She didn't move. She didn't speak. She just stood there, frozen, lips parted. Say something, I whispered. Nothing. Double quotes. Meera? Still nothing. I took a step closer. Her grew, and the man beside her shifted. Kabir. His face didn't even flicker. Cold, blank, familiar. I turned on my heel and walked out. The world spun, my lungs tightened, my legs moved on their own. Aaliya. Someone called behind me. Footsteps. Fast. Kabir. He grabbed my arm. You weren't supposed to come. I yanked away. Excuse me. You weren't invited. Don't play dumb. You sent the invitation. I didn't, he said. She didn't either. It was probably your friend, Tanya. He scoffed. She didn't know what she was doing. Unlike you? I snapped. How long have you known she was alive? He said nothing. Answer me, Kabir. He looked away. Since the fire. The air punched out of my lungs. You knew, my voice cracked. You knew she faked her death. Yes. And you helped her. He didn't deny it. Why? I whispered. She wanted out. Out of what? Her life? He sighed. You don't understand what she was going through. No. You don't understand what I went through. I shouted. I buried her. I grieved. I blamed myself. She didn't mean for it to go that far. She let me think I failed her, that I didn't save her. She thought it would be easier if she just disappeared. I staggered back. So she just started over as Rhea. She had her reasons. And what were yours, Kabir? Love? Guilt? Control? I did it for her. You let me live with a ghost for 6 years. I protected her. You destroyed me, I said. Both of you. He looked away. You should leave. No. You've done enough. No. I said again, louder. You don't get to erase me like she did. He stepped forward. You don't belong here anymore. I belong wherever the truth is, I hissed. He shook his head. You'll only make it worse. For who? Her? Or you? She's not ready. I don't care. Aaliya, tell her I'm not leaving until we talk. She won't, then I'll wait. She has a new life now. So do I snapped, and this is part of it. He stared at me for a long second. You're not going to let this go, are you? Not this time. His jaw clenched. Fine, I'll tell her. And Kabir. What? You both better start praying I don't burn this lie to the ground. The door shut behind us. Meera, no. Rhea stood across the room like a stranger. You look exactly the same, I said. She didn't smile. You don't. 6 years of grief will do that. She exhaled shakily. I didn't know you'd come, then you don't know me at all. I do. She whispered. That's the problem. I clenched my fists. You let me bury you. It wasn't supposed to be that real. But it was. You screamed. There was blood, smoke, your body. It wasn't mine. I know that now. I snapped. But back then, I blamed myself for not saving you every night. I'm sorry. You're not sorry. You're caught. She shook her head. No. I've wanted to tell you so many times. Then why didn't you? My voice cracked. Why not one letter? One word, anything. Because I knew you'd come looking. I would have, I said. I would have fought for you. That's why I couldn't tell you. You don't know how to let go. That's not fair. It's true. You would have dragged me back. I should have. She looked at me. Even if I was running from something that could have killed me. What are you talking about? She bit her lip. There was someone after me after the baby. I was pregnant. When I disappeared, the air left my lungs. Pregnant with whose child? Does it matter? Yes, I said, because I want to know what else you lied about. She swallowed hard. It was my ex, before Kabir. The one with the temper. She nodded. It got worse. He threatened to kill me, said if I didn't get rid of it, he'd take care of it himself. Oh my God, I tried to get away. But he found me, twice, so you burned your life down. It was the only way out, and Kabir helped you. No, she said quickly. Not at first. I went to someone else. Who? Doctor Sanjay. I blinked. Your therapist. She nodded. He believed me. Helped me plan everything. He's not a therapist. He's a manipulator. He saved me. He hid you from your family. He kept me alive. At what cost? I asked. I lost everything. I didn't mean for that. You made the choice. You made all the choices. I didn't want to hurt you. You left me with a coffin. Tears slid down her face. I thought if you hated me, it'd be easier. You didn't give me a choice. I had none either. I stepped closer. You had me. She looked away. I would have protected you, I whispered. I didn't want protection. I wanted freedom. You think I was your prison? I think you would have never let me go. I froze. Say it again. She looked me in the eyes. You would have never let me go. My chest caved in. I would have held on because I loved you, I know. And you threw that love away. I buried it, no. I said, I buried you. She flinched. I mourned you. I hated myself for years. And you were out here building a new life with a new name. I needed you. She whispered, I know. I can't forgive this. I'm not asking you to. I turned to the door. Wait. She said. I stopped. There's more. I didn't speak. The baby? He's alive. I turned. She nodded. He's 5. His name's Arav. I stared at her. You have a son. Yes, and you kept him hidden too. I had to. For how long, Meera? Until you died again. Her lip trembled. I didn't know how to come back. You didn't even try. I'm trying now. Too late. I still love you, Aaliya. I blinked back, tears. Don't, it's true. No. Love doesn't leave you in a burning house. She said nothing. I opened the door. You may have escaped your past, Meera. But I'm not done with mine. You lied, I whispered. Meera's back was to me. Her reflection in the vanity mirror flinched. You said he was alive. Her voice cracked. I wanted to believe that for just a little longer. How did it happen? He was premature, she said. 3 months early. I made it to the hospital. But he didn't make it through the night. I swallowed hard. And you never told anyone. She looked down. What was the point? My whole life had already burned. I sat on the edge of the bed. That's why you stayed gone. I couldn't come back empty-handed. I couldn't come back at all. I would have taken you back. I didn't deserve it. My throat tightened. You still don't. But I get it now. She finally turned to me. You do. I still hate you for leaving. But now I hate you with the understanding. Meera gave a sad laugh. That's the most Aaliya thing you could have said. There was a knock. We froze. The door opened. Before either of us could answer, Kabir stepped in. You shouldn't be here. He said to me. She's my sister. She's my fiancée. He snapped. She's not Rhea. He crossed his arms. She is now. You showing up threatens everything. Good. I said. Maybe it deserves to fall apart. Kabir turned to Meera. You told her everything. She nodded. He stared at her. You had one job. I had a life before this, she said quietly. He laughed once. Bitter. You think I don't know that? You think I saved you so you could throw it all away for a nostalgia trip? She's not a trip, Meera snapped. She's my blood. You owe me. Meera. Her voice dropped. Don't say that. I gave you a new name, a new story. I kept you alive. You locked me in silk and called it freedom. I stepped between them. You think because you helped her once, you own her? I think she made a choice. And I think you showing up now bringing the past back is selfish. Selfish? I echoed. You're marrying a ghost and calling it strategy. I'm protecting her. You're exploiting her. I'm giving her power. No, Kabir. You're giving yourself power. She's just the accessory. He smiled coldly. And you're just the forgotten sister who can't move on. I walked to the vanity, opened the drawer with shaking hands. My fingers brushed metal. I pulled out the silver locket. Kabir smirked. Faded. Still keeping this, huh? I turned to Meera. She looked at the locket in my hand like it might shatter. I couldn't throw it away. I opened it. Our photo, me in pigtails, her in that stupid sunflower dress. You kept us, I whispered. I never stopped, she said. Kabir sighed. Enough drama. I looked at him. I'm not going anywhere. You should. Or what? I'll have security remove you. I stepped closer. Try it. He didn't move. You can't control her forever. She chose this. No. Meera said quietly. I survived into this. I turned to her. What do you want, Meera? She looked between us. I don't know anymore. Do you want this life? I wanted peace. But this isn't peace. Then walk away. Kabir scoffed. It's not that simple, yes? It is, I said. You leave with me right now. Or you stay and lose yourself for good. Meera looked like she was drowning. I'm tired. I squeezed her hand. Then let me carry you for once. I'm scared. You've lived in fear long enough. Kabir stepped forward. You walk out that door, and everything we've built burns. Meera didn't answer. I mean it, Meera. She turned to him. Maybe it should. He stared at her like he didn't recognize the person speaking. I want my name back, she said. I want my sister back. I want a life that's mine. Aaliya's life is small. She edits books. She lives with regret. That's not freedom. That's decay. I felt the words like slaps. Meera snapped. At least she's real. Kabir's jaw tightened. This is a mistake. So was trusting you, she said. He left without another word. I turned to her. You okay? No, she said. But maybe that's a good place to start. I handed her the locket. Keep it or don't. Your choice. She clutched it tightly. I'm not ready to walk out yet. Then I'll wait. For how long? As long as it takes. Tanya, are you sure it's recording? Yes, Grandma. It's recording. I tested it 3 times, okay? And the mic, hidden in the flower vase. Don't worry. Kabir's too arrogant to notice anything. I exhaled slowly. He's meeting her in 15 minutes. You ready for this? No. But I'm doing it anyway. Tanya grinned. That's my girl. We hid in the hallway of Meera's suite, behind the adjoining door. My hands were trembling. She doesn't know we're recording, does she? Tanya whispered. Double quotes. No. I didn't want her to panic. If she says too much, he might catch on. We heard the door open. Rhea. Kabir's voice. I winced. You asked to see me, she said, her voice small. Why did you talk to Aaliya again after everything we planned? She's my sister. No. She's a liability. She's a human being who almost ruined our wedding. You lied to me. You agreed to disappear. Meera. I was scared. And I gave you protection, power. And this is how you repay me? I didn't ask you to propose, no. But you didn't say no either. You wanted this life. I wanted freedom, not to be your puppet. You're going to walk back into that spotlight like nothing happened. I can't, you will. No. You owe me, Meera. I cleaned up your mess. You mean burying the truth, call it whatever you want. But if you think you can back out now, you're wrong. Silence, then a soft gasp. You're hurting me. You made me do this. I burst in. Let her go. Kabir froze. What the hell? I recorded everything. I said, holding up my phone. You threatening her, manipulating her, you're bluffing. Tanya stepped in behind me. Nah, this thing's got great audio. He looked between us. You don't want to play this game with me. I'm not playing anymore, I said. I'm publishing. Meera clutched her wrist. You need to leave, Kabir. You're making a mistake. No. She said. I made the mistake of trusting you. He stared at me. Ice cold. You've just declared war. No, I said, I declared the truth. 2 days later, the headline dropped. Political fiancé exposed, secret life, hidden threats. Faked identity. News vans swarmed his campaign office. Sponsors dropped. The wedding was cancelled. Public outrage followed every move he made. I watched it all from Tanya's couch. I can't believe it actually worked, I whispered. I can. Tanya said, smug. Never underestimate pissed off women with Wi-Fi. I smiled. She's free now. Think she'll ever forgive you for the recording? She doesn't need to. I knocked on her door one last time. Meera opened it, eyes red but steady. You came. I said I'd wait. I wasn't sure you meant it. I meant it. We sat on the balcony, quiet for a while. You didn't have to expose him like that. She said. No. I replied. But you weren't going to. Someone had to. I didn't ask you to fix this. I didn't do it for you. She blinked. I did it for me, I said. Because watching you pretend to be dead nearly killed me. And watching you live like you were still dying, that broke whatever was left. She looked down at her hands. I lost him, Aaliya. I know. I thought the pain would end if I erased everything. But it didn't. You just followed me under a new name. I get it. I didn't think you would. I used to be the one who needed saving. Now, I think I'm done being the fragile sister. She gave me a small smile. I noticed. You don't owe me anything, Meera. But you owe yourself the truth. Her voice wavered. Dr. Sanjay texted me. He wants me to come back. Not as Rhea. Just as me. You goin'? I think so. Good. She hesitated. What happens to us? I stood. We don't have to figure that out today. Okay, but I'll be around. She looked up. You're not leaving town, I paused. No, just leaving the pain behind. She reached into her pocket, pulled out the locket. Still carrying it, she nodded. It reminds me who I was. Who we were. I smiled. Then keep it. Just don't get stuck in it. She held it tightly. I'll try. I walked toward the door. Aaliya? Yeah. Thank you. I turned. You're welcome. And this time, when I walked away, it didn't feel like a loss. It felt like closure. Wow, Tanya said, stepping back with her arms crossed. Who knew you cleaned up this well? I smirked at her reflection. Is that your way of saying I look good? No. It's my way of saying you don't look like a ghost anymore. I turned to face her. That's because I'm not one. She tilted her head. You nervous? Not really, liar. I'm excited, I said, smoothing the sleeves of my soft beige kurta. That's new for me. You look like someone who finally stopped carrying the weight of the whole damn world. I did, I said. Took me long enough. You're actually glowing. Is that self-respect? Shut up, she laughed. So, your article drops tonight. Yeah. My name's finally going under my words. About damn time. You've been hiding too long. I wasn't hiding, I said, just learning how to breathe again. And Meera? I smiled. Faintly. She's okay. Quiet town, small bookstore, weird neighbors. It suits her. She's still going to therapy. Every week. She even started painting again. Tanya nodded. Good. She deserves peace. We both do. There was a pause. Then she asked softly, do you miss her every day and Kabir? I looked her in the eye. Not even a little, she grinned. There's my girl. Later. I stood in front of the mirror alone. The room was quiet. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it. I stared at my reflection. The woman in the mirror wasn't grieving anymore. She wasn't broken or burning or burying herself to make others comfortable. She was me. I unclasped the silver locket from my wrist and held it up to the light, to girls inside. Frozen in time, Meera had kept it. Now I wore it. Soft footsteps behind me. Aaliya? I turned. Aunt Nandini stood at the door, hands folded. I thought you might want this, she said, holding out a tiny red thread. I smiled. Your blessings and a prayer, she whispered. You've walked through fire and come out whole. I'm not angry anymore, I said. I can see that. But I haven't forgotten. You don't have to. Just don't let it live in your bones. I tied the thread around my wrist. I think I finally understand what you meant all those years. She kissed my forehead. I'm proud of you. The panel was packed, cameras flashing, lights too bright. But I wasn't nervous, so? Aaliya, the host said. Why did you write the story? I held the mic because silence protects the wrong people. And now that it's out, I sleep better. Laughter and forgiveness? She asked. It's not about excusing, I said. It's about reclaiming space in your own mind. Applause. And your sister? She's alive. That's enough for now. More applause. Back home. I kicked off my heels and curled up by the window. The city buzzed below me. My phone dinged. New message, Meera. Read your article. It felt like air. Thank you. I typed back. You gave me the story. I just told it, then paused. Typed again. I miss you. Her reply was immediate. I'm still here. Just living softer now. I smiled. Tanya was right, I murmured. I really did glow up, months ago. I thought finding Meera would fix everything. It didn't. But somewhere between confronting lies and facing truths, I found someone else. Me. I buried her too. Once. Under guilt, under grief, under every version of myself that wasn't allowed to feel anger or want answers. But she clawed her way out. Now I wake up with purpose. I drink coffee without shaking hands. I say no and mean it. I laugh without guilt. I dance in my kitchen. I trust my instincts again. Justice came, not loud, not fast, but real. Kabir's face vanished from headlines. No redemption arc, no comeback tour, just silence. Fitting. Really? Tanya says karma's a slow cooker. She's right, and Meera, she's building her life from the ashes, quietly, bravely, gently. We don't talk every day, but we don't need to. We know each other's silence now. Sometimes that's enough. And me? I wear her old locket like armor, not because I need the past, but because I finally stopped running from it. They thought I needed saving. I didn't. I needed truth. I needed fire. I needed to fall apart so I could choose who to become. And standing here now, I get it. We buried her body, but we buried the wrong girl. I was the one who needed to be reborn, and I did.